Hello and welcome to Scrapping on Fly. My name is Kristen and this is Pinkfresh Fridays, where we get together and those of us who love Pinkfresh Studios will create with what we have. So I am going to be creating with this Pinkfresh Simple and Sweet. I have these epoxy badges as well as 4 different papers from the Simple and Sweet collection. And that is the majority of the paper I'm going to use. I have this picture of my son, my daughter, and me and Scooby-Doo on a road trip that I am going to document. There goes my picture. So, like I said, I have the Simple and Sweet epoxy badges. I also have the Best Day chipboard flare. And I have from the Dream On collection the leatherette shapes and the washi stickers. I have quite a few things from A New Day and Life Right Now. And then I also have some sentiments, which I'm not going to end up using. And then I have Keeping It Real puffy stickers. And I am going to use a little bit of most of those collections except for the one. So I have my papers, my embellishments, and my pictures. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, here are the 4 papers. This is the back of them, and then of course the front. I'm going to set aside the one with the tags and tickets because I'm going to use that for some embellishing. And I have 2 of this grid paper, so I'm going to set the other one aside and use it to mat this really pretty floral. I considered using the circular paper that was there, but some of the phrases on it I loved but did not fit this picture. So I decided that I would save that for another layout. Maybe my next Pinkfresh Friday or another day. So I am inking all the way around. I have cut this down to 11 by 11. And I inked it with Hickory Smoke by Tim Holtz Distress Oxides. And some of it is a little bit more saturated in the corners and then some random places kind of throughout. I made it intentionally a little bit more. And then some places it's just lightly on the edge of that floral paper. And so I'm cutting, the 2 ones that I liked the most was the one that says love with the arrow and the one that's just show me your smile. And both of them are blue, so I decided that I would kind of go with a blue vibe. I'm not going to obviously monochrome this because I've already got those yellow and pink flowers. And there's just way too many lovely things in this collection that are not blue. So I'm going to cut those 2 things out. Why I didn't cut this out for you, I'm not sure, you all. I'm sorry. But it's only like a 9.5 minute video, so it's not too bad. It did not take me a terrible amount of time. I have not yet pulled out my ink, but I am going to pull out some inks to splatter on the back of that paper because I love that gray, but I wanted a little pop of blue back there as well. So I think I'm going to work on getting my picture layered up and then do some splattering when I know how much space it's going to take. Or like usual, I will just splatter and then hope it's enough because that's the way I roll. And seriously, you all, I'm sorry I didn't cut out all this. This is me staring at it, trying to figure out what else I want to do, and now picking my colors. That's exactly what I was doing. Okay, so here is 2 papers. This white one with the black drawings on it, and then the blue that has the stars on it. Those are both from the Dream On collection. And then I pull out Delusions ink spray in After Midnight and tap that out on my paper. And then I get my Tim Holtz Distress Oxide in Blueprint Sketch because I knew that they would have a bit of a different a tint. One of the Midnight is a little bit darker. I didn't want to go with too light because I've already got some light blue up there. So I spray those out, and then I just take a piece of paper and after they've sat for a moment or two and just lay the paper down so it kind of smushes them. They're not raised, which they wouldn't have stayed raised. They would have soaked into the paper anyway. So I don't mind that there are spaces that are like a little bit more saturated and smushed than the others, I'm perfectly fine with that. So I get my picture down after I've layered it up really good, and I did some tearing, which I love to do, especially with this thicker paper. Because if you've not worked with Pinkfresh Studios, this paper is uber thick and has a lot of great texture when you do tear and rough up the edges. So I have put this love and the arrow pointing towards me and my kids. And then I put this show me your smile, which both my kids have on their face, which makes me happy because, you know, they're my kids. I want to be happy. And we were in a car for 3 hours on a road trip. It doesn't always make you happy. So I'm going to start with the epoxy badges from the Simple and Sweet collection. And I pull this one off that says Our Squad because me and my kids are definitely a squad. They're close to their dad, but I am, you know, I'm mom. So, you know, I'm not down in the dads. I'm just saying I'm mom. And if you know, you know. I've just always been the one, you know, who took care of when they were sick. My job's always been a little bit more available for that because my husband was in the military and he worked security and law enforcement. And so I was home with the kids. Not like a stay-at-home mom, which I could never do because that's the hardest job there ever was. I can tell you that from a 7-month stint of doing it. No, thank you. You all are my heroes. So, anyway, I have pulled out all the ephemera and stickers and embellishments that I'm thinking I want to use from the different collections. And I have pulled all the florals out from the ephemera with the Life Right Now collection. And I'm just loosely inking them up with this dauber of, I would say, I don't think it's salvage patina, but something along those lines. It's whatever I used last. And it was on the dauber sitting here, and I thought, oh, it's like a bluish color. It'll help it pop. I don't want to use the gray on the flowers because that just seems kind of meh. And so I just loosely ink it up. It's not completely inked, but enough to see the definition where the end of the floral is to the paper. So I'm just tucking those around. And then once I get all those tucked in, I'm going to start putting these two little leatherette shapes. They're little flowers, and I thought they were so cute, and they pretty much are the exact same colors I'm working with, except that pop of orange up there in the top right corner. And really, that's the only orange. I'm looking around. I don't really see any other orange, and I'm okay with that. Like, typically, I get the whole having that color at least one other place so it doesn't look so odd or stand out, but I'm okay with that. And I'm gonna just tuck and tuck all the different things. I put a little epoxy badge up here that says, "Oh, darling," in that tealy color, and I love that. I pulled one of the chipboard flare from the Best Day and tucked, put that up at the top, right underneath that orangish flower, and it just says hello. And then I'm putting underneath that little love and arrow from the leatherette shapes, there was a little birdie sitting on like a sunshine looks like a sunshine. To me, it's a yellow circle. It says believe with all your heart. So I love the way that it all came together. It's from multiple different collections, and really I felt like it goes very well together. I added some of the enamel dots and that little washi piece that says shine like the stars, that came from the Dream On, so that matches the paper that I used in the layering. So I hope that you enjoyed this crazy layout. Oh yes, and I added a puffy that says hello weekend. So there will be a list or a playlist below. I think it's a list of people participating who are doing Pinkfresh Fridays with us this month. I hope you'll go check out theirs as well, especially Joanne, who started all of this fun fabulousness. And I hope to see you again very soon, maybe tomorrow for something special. Have a great night and happy scrapping.